Hey, this is Dave with the Shepherd School, and today we're going to make pemmican, except for we're not going to do it the Native American style where it's meat and rendered fat, because it's kind of an acquired taste, and I really don't see my wife eating a bunch of dried fat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and modernize a little bit and use peanut butter. So we're going to make a peanut butter pemmican, and basically, if you have raw meat, it goes bad pretty quickly. It rots. So Native Americans used to dry their meat into jerky. Well, you have to remove the fat from that, because otherwise the dried fat will go rancid pretty easily. Well, but you need the fat for the caloric intake, and so you need to render the fat to make it store. So when you remove them, separate them, process them in the manners that work best for the different ingredients, and then marry them back together, you get a pretty portable, light, energy dense food. And we're going to do that, except for we're going to use modern ingredients instead. Alright, here's our pemmican ingredients. Here's some jerky we made, and it was just a roast that I had sliced real thin, marinated the way I like the jerky. This was a bag of frozen fruit medley, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and this is what happened after you dehydrated an entire bag of that. Got some of the homemade roast peanuts we used before, some of what's left over from this year's crop of honey, and some cayenne pepper, and that's to taste. So I'll use a little bit because I like it, but not a lot because the wife doesn't. Now, you want to do equal parts of this, so what I need to do is grind up in the blender enough jerky to make about that much of berries. So, an equivalent volume. So I'm just going to strip this apart to make it easier, and then I will get it in the blender, and I'll show you the blender after we strip some. Alright, so now I've got little shreds. I've got little shreds of jerky. And we'll do the same thing to the berries. Now the berries, kind of like sweet sausage. The Indians did it I guess for flavor more than anything, but they didn't do it a whole lot. It wasn't until the Europeans started coming around. It wasn't until the Europeans started coming around that they started wanting fruit in there. Alright, so here's our mix. Give us a spoon. Can you find me a spatula? Thank you. A little spatula, and you see how it's kind of mixed up. You want to try a little bit?
Not bad.
Throw a little bit of nuts in there, but you don't have to do that. And I might have probably busted them up, but if I'd have done it in the blender, it'd have turned into peanut butter. A little bit of cayenne pepper. I had some salt and stuff in the seasoning mix that I marinated the jerky in, so I'm not going to add any of that. The last little bit of my honey. And since this is raw, unfiltered, or just filtered, it's creamed a little bit. And you don't have to have this in there either if you don't want. Excuse me. Really, all you really need is peanut butter and jerky. some peanut butter. And a little bit of this will go a long way. So you want to mix it a little at a time. And it probably would have been better if I would have put my honey and the peanut butter together and heated it up to make it more liquid. The Hudson Bay Trading Company, back when they were doing fur trading at the beginning of our country's history, would buy this from the Indians and have it put in what they call parfleeches, which are big, basically buffalo skin wraps. And as the raw hide dried, it would shrink, and that would basically vacuum seal this stuff. And so they would last for years in like these big 40-pound, 20-pound, whatever, it depends on what they ordered, containers. So now you just kind of make this into a little ball and put it in a plastic bag or something. Roll them out, and really good for like camping trips or backpacking, anything that needs a lot of dense calorie rich food. So
That's actually pretty good. Except you went a little overboard on the cayenne pepper. Oh. But other than that.
So anyway, that's all there is to it. And I'll tell you, that's not for just sitting around and eating, watching a movie. It's pretty good. It tastes pretty good. But it's very, very calorie dense. And if you eat that as a snack, you're going to get bigger than me. Which, you know, is about bigger than a house. So, anyway, until next time, you can always catch us online at www.tandjohn.com.
I've got a plan, fits my point of view. I'm getting ready to hide.